Today, I'm going to teach you the 5 lessons that took me 4 years to learn and helped me grow my second channel this quick. If you're new here, my name is Barry Epps, and I'm a photographer, creator, and Twitch partner, looking to help new streamers grow their channel right. And lesson number 1, don't grow before you have fans. There is not a single fan in the world that is going to book concerts or live a big world tour before they actually bring out some music and start getting fans. They are not going to sell any tickets, and no one is going to be there to hear them play. That is why they first bring out a few singles, then an album, and once people know their music, that is when they start playing concerts. It is the same on Twitch. When you go live the first time, no one is going to find you. Well, except for those people selling Q-Box and streamer art, they will always find you. Twitch is a terrible platform for discoverability. That is a well-known fact at this point. What it is great at is connecting with your viewers. There is
the new Smart Read from Acceptability gives you detailed energy data so you can make smart choices. Energy. Smart Read, smart choice.
Why'd you defect? I didn't. I'm loyal to the end, to my purpose.
Snake, I know how you're feeling. It's hard for me to believe too. A legendary hero like the boss would go to the Russian to double process skills.
He will use the legacy to heal my rift and make the world whole. To do this, we need strength, an unstoppable trump card with enough power to bring order to the world.
Do you love him?
Nothing like that.
Do you hate him?
For 10 years, we lived and died together. You couldn't possibly understand.
And you think you can kill him?
Hey, don't you go getting any funny ideas.
We can't leave yet. I've still got one last job to do.
She's at the lake. She's waiting for him there.
We were together for 10 years, and I don't believe she's my enemy.
What about you, Jack? What's it going to be? Loyalty to your country or loyalty to me? Your country or your old mentor? The mission or your beliefs? Your duty to your unit or your personal feelings? You don't know the truth. But sooner or later you'll have to choose. I don't expect you to forgive me.
You've got to do it, Snake. She's your enemy and your projector.
You're a soldier. Finish your mission. Prove your loyalty.
the world at this point to interact with your viewers. And the fact that your viewers can type something and when you respond, they will see it almost immediately is incredible. I remember when the delay of chat was about 10 seconds minimum. That culture, atmosphere, and things like channel point redemptions are things you will not find on other platforms. But other platforms have algorithms. These algorithms
She'll go back to the same place where I put something down on the floor. But when I look at something at the thrift store, they had like $20 worth of a used dog bed. So I just need a little bitty circle.
We got them at the dollar store.
For how much?
However, if you ever a TikTok,
Yeah, because it's going to start getting cold. That floor's going to be cold.
So really, really hard. I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but you have to use the discoverability of these platforms to create good content and make yourself discoverable to new viewers. And then bring those viewers over to Twitch with you. Speaking of, if you want to hang out, ask questions, go into deeper discussions, join me on Twitch. I'm live every Tuesday and Friday from 5 p.m. to 11 provide more of, well, this. And occasionally play some games too. Lesson number 2, get a weapon. Okay, that might be a bit of an oversimplification, but it makes an essential point for streamers. When you are building your channel, there are only 2 things on your screen that really make it different. The game and you. If you don't have a camera or something that made it puts you on the screen, then all you're giving your community is a 4-hour raw gameplay footage. And if viewers wanted to watch 4 hours of the Let's Play, then they might as well watch it on YouTube. One of the big differences between Twitch and all the other platforms out there is that your audience is often looking for that mingling of community. I would even go as far as saying that entertainment is not the most thing as a Twitch stream. What your viewers are really looking for is a connection with you as a creator. Because your stream is ours, it's to bring your community into that connection. As humans, we are biologically imprinted to recognize faces and everything. So provide a face. Talk about your day, your work, your hobbies, things that are going on in your life. Let your viewers connect with you. If you build a tight-knit community. I know. There are exceptions out there. People that have never streamed with a webcam that have built their channels to hundreds or thousands of different viewers. And those are the exceptions.
Should be streaming already.
Business, which as a streamer you're trying to do, don't make it hard on
Yeah,
yourself.
$40. Let me see if I can get somebody else.
No, I'll get it today. Gotta pull out the link too.
Out there. In pretty much any satellite or upload category, there are hundreds of channels trying to grow their stream. If you don't have a webcam, then you are competing against all of those that do have one. So when you go live, get a webcam, YouTube, or even a VTuber, so that you, the streamer, are represented on screen as well. Lesson 3. Back when I was
Sweet charges. Sweet tree outside. Stop charges. The kind of sweet tarts to be in tart experience is perfectly fine in the sweet tart works. Sweet is fine.
The iconic intensity and pouring on.
professional football. Nowadays, if you ask kids what they want to be, they all want to be YouTubers, streamers, TikTokers. Get that. We get to go live, play games, make videos and stuff we are passionate about, and which many people can only dream of. But if you're trying to build a channel, grow your viewership, and eventually hope to make this your full-time gig, then there is something you need to realize. I had 2 weeks off my job recently. Great. I spent time with the family, went to the beach for a few days, and, well, I made 2 videos and 14 shorts for this channel, updated my products to the new StreamerBot 1.0 beta, responded to comments on YouTube and more. You have to realize that streaming is a job. You have to be willing to work long hours, even if you're supposed to be on holiday, and make sacrifices to grow your channel, build your career. Sometimes you are stuck recording that video at 3 in the morning, or need to skip a night ranking up on Marvel Rivals with your friends. I mean, you're just going to have a lose streak anyway, right?
Nah.
Sometimes you'll be sitting in front of your PC,
Killed
go
me.
live button, thinking to yourself, I really don't want to do this. But you're going to have to hit that button, because you scheduled to be there, and you are committed to growing your stream. Every job has good days and bad days. Every job has tasks no one wants to do, and this job is not any different. If you can change your mindset to that commitment, to that level of dedication, then you are already top 1% of streamers when it comes to your chances to succeed on Twitch. Lesson 4, learn how to use your tools. A carpenter needs to know how to use a hammer. A lumberjack needs to know how to use an axe. And as a streamer, you need to know how to use the tools that you use. When you are just starting, everything is new to you. That is okay, but I sometimes get questions from people that have been streaming for years because whenever they ran into a problem, they just found a video with the solution, blindly followed it. If you're going to do this for a while, no matter if you use OBS, Meld, or a different streaming software, you need to learn how it works, what can go wrong, and how to fix them. It's that simple. These are the tools you use to work with, and being able to troubleshoot them quickly while live on stream can be massively helpful. Not needing to end early or cancel stream because there was a 2-minute fix that you happen to know about has saved me more than once. Don't get me wrong, techie.
Co-pilot, Radio Truly broadcast about living on Mars.
Here's something that'll blow your mind. Mars gravity is about 38% of Earth's.
Pilot, what should we explore next?
Which hero do you think you want to be today?
It's an official sponsor of the NFL. Jersey Mike's wants you, Eli Manning, to be our new spokesperson.
I'm in. I love Jersey Mike's.
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match?
I don't want to steal anything. Lies! I just love these songs. Should be here, Michael. Very cool. Jersey Mike's, a sub of the my one. This is fun. Skills, and even if you don't make it big as a streamer, you can still use them. I have a friend that streams.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
And realized he could try and do this work. So he quit streaming. He used his gear to book a side hustle at the wedding photography. Nowadays, he has a own studio that specializes in photography. One of these he used to work with as a streamer. He even got into streaming again. As long as you keep investing in yourself, building your skills,
Lost entire realities consumed by chaos.
30 seconds
I
before
won't
you
let
attack.
that happen
Get
again.
ready.
You shouldn't be making a plan, by the way. Go make a plan.
Rugged, I'm counting on you on the battlefield.
What? Don't got a raccoon joke like everyone else?
I don't. And Quill was right. You do have, and I quote, one hell of a tactical brain in that tiny skull.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Whoa! Look at this place! We should call it
Something I want to hear. What specifically? That means those guys are we spent 9 months.
Clearly, we needed some help.
Fighting, trying to make
My fate isn't now a disappearing.
In the end, I turned out to quit streaming entirely. Well, for a few years at least. And I came back also did.
Hey, what's up, Shad? Morning. Got him, coach.
You're welcome.
Goodbye. My work here is not done.
Starting at just 4
Now,
bucks.
a disappearing act.
My friends are here!
I'll patch you up.
Being stronger
Rocket is in the office.
Oh, okay.
Now, a disappearing act. A little help, please. So it's begins.
Dude, where is our DPS? DPS gotta do damage. And we got one tank. This is all messed up. Alright, I'm gonna go mag. I know y'all gonna have to switch to DPS that can do some damage. This ain't working. Everybody man up on mag. We gotta push in. 1 minute left.
Our time has
I'm 5 seconds behind y'all. Everybody man up on mag.
These squids reek of desperation.
Your attacks are futile. Your powers are mine!
Shit.
You're welcome. I feel like myself again. They're behind us.
Disappear!
This will be helpful. The best you got, Namor.
Everybody man up on mag.
A little help, please.
It's clobbering time!
DPS, you gotta do the damage.
30 seconds.
Get this Loki. Hulk, focus Hulk.
Armed and dangerous! Again! Again!
Bucky. Focus Bucky.
Again!
Let's keep fighting until we have a winner.
I'm again!
The current score is 0-0. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
Be wary. No timeline exists where Magneto yields.
The white heroes
Need
can
2
make
tanks
all the
to hold down the
difference.
point.
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world. But it does help.
Need to make some swaps. We need to make some swaps.
Round 2, go!
Nobody gonna budge, huh? Eh,
They'll be coming in 30 seconds.
yeah, it's probably.
Stay strong.
I'm told that magic of yours could be the key to saving us all, young lady.
Sean, we can keep rolling though.
Fair, it could also rip the time stream to shreds if I am not careful.
I have faith you won't let that happen. I hope you do too.
Glad to see you're still the same Steve Rogers, no matter which millennium.
Battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Time has claimed a lot of good soldiers. I won't let it take.
Be right back.
that the best
Chaos. Always we must hold our ground.
Final score 0-1. Well, you can't expect them all.
Sith never really understood it at all. Tonight, we're diving into 20 forbidden Star Wars theories. Secrets hidden in the shadows of the galaxy. The kind of truths that could rewrite the entire saga. Get comfortable, because this isn't just Star Wars lore. This is the dark side of truth itself. Theory 1. The Force is conscious. The Jedi call it balance. The Sith call it power. But what if the Force is actually a living mind, guiding the galaxy, creating champions, erasing threats, and whispering destiny into every being? Theory 2. Palpatine didn't create Anakin. The comics show Palpatine experimenting with midichlorians. But what if his meddling triggered something greater? The Force striking back by birthing Anakin, not as a Sith weapon, but as its own. Chosen Warrior. Theory 3. The Jedi. Dark secrets. The Jedi archives are massive, yet we're told some areas are off limits. What if the Jedi deliberately erased forbidden knowledge, like the origins of the Sith, or the truth about the first Jedi who dabbled in the dark side? Theory 4. The Sith's true goal. The Sith don't just crave power, they crave immortality. But not just for themselves. Some ancient texts hinted a Sith plan to reshape the galaxy itself into a living dark side nexus, a place where no Jedi could exist. Theory 5. The winds are watching us. Remember when George Lucas said the saga was about the journal of the Wills? What if every story, every war, every fall of the rise was just part of a record kept by beings beyond time? And we, the audience, are not outside the story, but inside their observation. Theory 6. Rey wasn't random. The rise of Skywalker tells us she's a Palpatine. But what if the Force didn't care about bloodlines? What if Rey was chosen because she is the perfect balance of light and dark, the Force's attempt to fix what Anakin couldn't? Theory 7. Kylo Ren saw the truth. Ben Solo was haunted, not just by Snoke or Palpatine, but by visions of something older. His obsession with Darth Vader wasn't just family, it was the Force itself, pulling him toward a cosmic truth hidden by both Jedi and Sith. Theory 8. Yoda knew more than he said. Yoda speaks in riddles. But what if his cryptic wisdom wasn't just teaching, it was withholding truths too dangerous to reveal? Perhaps Yoda knew the Jedi's greatest secret, that the Force itself had a will, and it was not always merciful. Theory 9. The Mortis. Gods were real in the Clone Wars. We meet the Father, Son, and Daughter, and he said they were just visions. But what if they were fragments of the Force itself? The living embodiment of balance, dark. The Force isn't binary. Vader's armor was cursed, designed by Sith alchemy. Vader's suit wasn't just life support, it was a prison, feeding pain into him, keeping him in a constant state of rage so he could never escape the dark side's grasp. Theory 17. The unknown regions hold the truth. The galaxy we know is only part of the lab. Beyond it, in the unknown regions, ancient powers still linger. What if the real origin of the Force, or even its creators, lie hidden in that darkness? Theory 18. The balance is impossible. The Jedi speak of balance, but what if true balance can never exist? What if the Force itself needs conflict, light, darkness?
Anakin, come here. Cat, come here. Let me see your pretty fur. Come here. your wife change the water every day? The mosquitoes get in and they lay eggs.
Greetings, students of the Force, and welcome back to Dave together an Anakin Skywalker lore compilation video to celebrate Hayden Christensen's return to Star Wars with the finale of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I hope that this video will help you out if you want to drive or study. Basically, we wanted to make a longer formatted video with a lot of the lore that we've covered on Anakin for about the past 2 years. Just a quick disclaimer before we begin, this is an Anakin lore video, although of course there will be hints of Darth Vader throughout, but this is not a Darth Vader lore compilation video. We can of course put one together if you guys enjoy this one though. Anyway, my friends, may the Force be with you and enjoy. Basically, we made a video on why Obi-Wan Kenobi did not enjoy lightsaber, despite showing the traits of the Jedi constant, the Jedi. Instead, we concluded that Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber was blue because he represented the perfect embodiment of a Jedi Guardian, the protectors of the Order. Anakin Skywalker is another individual with a lightsaber. However, he represents more the warrior side of the Jedi way than rather the Guardian. Unlike Anakin very much has dark tendency and an affinity towards the dark side of the Force, an affinity that terrified the Jedi Council of his time. Obviously, the status of the chosen. Anakin Skywalker was a full-fledged warrior, the greatest warrior of the Jedi, and would oftentimes employ methods unfamiliar with the chosen of the Order. Many Jedi, he was one of the few guys that implemented the dark side ability of the Force show, using it regularly as the Order's program. Anakin was a Jedi, and clear tendencies towards the dark side, despite his years of tutelage under one of the perfect Jedi Guardian. So, why is Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber blue? There is another color.
Why is Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber blue?
Perfectly. The color, purple.
What you doing?
The lightsaber is exceptional.
What's she doing?
This blade represents an individual that needs a strong power and connection with multiple light, as well as the dark side of the Force. Something that again is rare.
That feels good down there. Anakin.
Anakin Skywalker is an individual with power in the dark side.
Bet you give him something.
So why is Skywalker's lightsaber? The answer, honestly,
he does have a little bit. Sometimes he has some liquid come out, a little clear snot, but it's not near enough. A couple drops. But if his lungs are full of liquid, it doesn't come back out that way. So
what causes pneumonia?
I don't know. He spent 3 years outside when he was younger on purpose. And when he came back, he just had that condition. I think it was just hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. I think she fucked with him. But one day he just came back with that condition. He's got fluid in his lungs. But he can't kick it out like us. He can't blow his nose and get it out. You know, when you got a cold, you got that gurgle.
In love of aggression, desiring to dominate his opponent.
What did the vet say?
He said it's like asthma. So there's nothing he can really do is have to give him breathing treatments. Put him in a cage and put like a mist thing in there and make him breathe it. He said that might help him absorb it through the body, like through his lungs, help him absorb it a little bit. But he said there's nothing they can really do.
Again, he was chosen, and this was something that Anakin knew. Anakin knew himself had dark side tendencies. These tendencies that
just try to make his lungs expand enough to get some air around that liquid. Because he can't do it by himself, and I know his little muscles be tired trying to breathe. He does that shit about 3-4 times a day.
Too bad you can't give him asthma spray. I got some of that.
And
I guess they're not human though, are they?
And so,
that shit could kill him.
lightsaber in Skywalker. Anyway, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the clues played in Skywalker and how the reality it likely should have been?
Close knows that no matter the paint project, saving is at the top of its to-do list. So to help you refresh your space, this
Thank
lady
you,
has selected
Levi.
full coverage interior paints or buy one, get one free. Lowe's, we have, you save.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, it's cracked, right?
Let's get this workout.
Let's crush it.
Well, how about squat?
And suggest keeping your today.
No, I feel only deadlifts and lunges, right?
Don't forget about the
Let's
plates.
try to figure out those legs.
Now, my motivation.
Reading into what would have happened if he would have never shunned his dark side tendencies and been allowed to embrace them somewhat, learning from them, just as Windu had. It's always been correct. Watching a great day. The lightsaber is quite possibly the most famous and recognizable fictional weapon of all time. When we first saw it in 1977, Star Wars, it's captivated audiences, and to this day, we're still learning more about the legendary weapon, Jedi, and the Sith, as well as other ancient Force warriors. In October, we reviewed the official release of a brand new lightsaber encyclopedia, which will detail lightsabers from Anakin's lightsaber to the lightsabers of the Republic era, discussing their functionality as well as the details on it. Again, this book officially releases in October. However, we have small little excerpts about certain lightsabers from the novel already, and today we will be discussing the secrets revealed about Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. The Skywalker lightsaber is essentially the lightsaber against which all others must be measured. It is the first lightsaber seen in Star Wars movie, was the first lightsaber prop created for 1977 Star Wars Episode 4, Hope, and has been celebrated as one of the most famous fictional creations in movie history. In a Daily Telegraph survey, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber bested a fierce field of competitors, including Robin Hood's bow and Indiana Jones' Bolton, that claimed the #1 spot as the favorite movie weapon of all time. Set decorator Roger Christian knew that he was on the brink of something special when he found the pieces for what would become his lightsaber in the vintage photography shop in London. I knew this lightsaber was the Excalibur in the film, you recall. I knew it would be the iconic image. In the movies, the Skywalker lightsaber passes through the hands. It is constructed by Anakin Skywalker during the Clone Wars, and used by him until he loses it on the lava planet Mustafar. The lightsaber is kept by Obi-Wan Kenobi, who then passes it to Luke Skywalker on Tatooine. Luke later loses the weapon during his duel on Tatooine, only for Maz Kanata to become the weapon's next on-screen caretaker. Eventually, Rey used the weapon as their own. The Skywalker lightsaber built by Anakin, carried by Luke, and adopted by Rey, seemingly leaves an explosive end in the Force struggle between Rey and Kylo Ren together. But the celebrated weapon returns in Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, newly repaired and instrumental in Rey's efforts to vanquish Palpatine during the Battle of Exile. At the close of the film, the lightsaber is given a solid burial along with Leia's at the old Skywalker homestead on Tatooine. Actress Daisy Ridley, who portrays Rey, found the lightsaber props surprisingly difficult to manage during the film. It is heavy even to carry, let alone spin around, she said. They are heavier and more cumbersome than they look. A dark leather band around the middle of the third Skywalker saber hides the gun of Rey, and the weld that reveals it. Though scorch marks are still visible on the other side, the activation controls are replacements. The shattered and pistol has been fully restored through the use of advanced force techniques. The Rey gleams from sacred Jedi text taken from Skywalker. But that is what the novel says about the Skywalker lightsaber, both behind the scenes information as well as information within the Star Wars universe. If you guys would like me to discuss the other lightsabers that have been revealed so far by the novel, such as Ventress's and Windu's, hit that like button, because that would let me know you want to see more. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the Skywalker Legacy lightsaber? Where does it rank as far as your favorite lightsabers? As always, my friend, guys, thank you so much for watching. Great game. Over the course of the Star Wars prequel trilogy, we slowly see the entire roads of Anakin Skywalker from dark to dark, something that was pretty uncommon for a Jedi. Most Jedi actually had ground. But why was this? Why did Anakin Skywalker choose to wear this dark red attire, and what did the other Jedi think of it? And ultimately, why was Anakin allowed to wear this road? The answer is actually very simple, but also interesting, as it caused a great deal of concern among the Council when Anakin desired to wear the dark red robe. This is the clones of Anakin Padawan when we first saw him adopt the dark red robe. The ultimate visual guide for Star Wars, we learned that once a Jedi Padawan achieved the rank of power and is no longer effective initiate, it can actually choose the word wear, and you have free reign over the road. Although the Jedi
Lucky means you're oppressed, don't have a chance, and barely got a positive attribute out of the sea of evidence.
That is why we see
You see that thumbnails in cases are more effective than prior cases.
Was once Anakin Skywalker achieved the rank of Jedi Padawan and became the official Padawan of Kenobi, he adopted his dark red robe. Anakin didn't really give a clear reason why he wanted the dark red robes, although Obi-Wan knew that it was because Anakin decided to stand out. Anakin Skywalker wanted to create his own identity and to stand out from the other Jedi, as he truly never truly felt like he belonged among the Jedi Order, especially because the answer.
Well, maybe YouTube likes you after the last one. That's what it's going to be one day. YouTube wouldn't like you and you're going to get views or something. It's because they have fucking opened the floodgate channel.
It also chose to express how Anakin is different, powerful, and therefore his clothes showed that. The Jedi Council, though, were concerned that Anakin's robes were so dark, believing that there was something bothering him, which they were ultimately correct about, as it was confirmed that Anakin Skywalker did have an exceptionally strong affinity with the dark side.
Interesting.
Specifically, and they believed that his darker robes were one of the first signs that not all went well in the life of Anakin Skywalker. However, because the Jedi Padawan could choose exactly what they wanted to wear after they achieved Padawan, the Jedi Council had little to do with it. And although Obi-Wan Kenobi brought this mention, it did not dissuade him, as Anakin expected the Jedi Council to be concerned. Anyway, though, guys, that is basically all we know about Anakin Skywalker's dark robe. There's nothing in the Jedi code or Jedi rules that say not wear dark robes.
That's curious too. It might have not been at that time. Well, you can see in the thing when your hours are, if it correlates with that, then maybe it's true.
Therefore, Mike chose to wear the dark robes up until the time where he ultimately went on the dark side of the Force in order to Sith. But what are your thoughts on this? There's actually an explanation for this in the visual guide. As always, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching. May the Force be with you. Have a great weekend. Marriage between the Senator Padme Amidala and chosen one Anakin Skywalker was a well-kept one. There were some that eventually discovered the secret, such as the Supreme Chancellor, Palpatine, but also the apprentice to Count Dooku, the Dark Jedi.
I was thinking about it this morning with this hero shooter thing being the lifeblood of my channel. Like, it wasn't intentional, but I was thinking, man, like, if I really turn this up, like, this could be, I mean, when I turn it into success, it could be like another avenue for, like,
all of it. Instead, Anakin was created by one of Padme's
strategy.
Gave the Jedi Knight a hollow message to his wife. As Anakin ventured into the inner depths of Coruscant to listen to the message in secret, the Dark Jedi ventured as he adventured to Coruscant to but decided to settle for the chosen one instead. As Anakin ventured into the deeper levels of Coruscant to listen to the message in private, Ventress managed to steal the hollow message using the
I think I'm onto something here, because, you know, on average, it's one a day.
Relationship was revealed as Ventress destroyed the message in a portal disguise. Ventress herself became infuriated that the Star Jedi Knight, Anakin Skywalker, was not only faithful to the Jedi Order and its values, but she still was also filled with a sense of joy as the seemingly invincible Anakin had revealed. Locating Skywalker yet again, Ventress attacked him as she taunted him about Padme for telling the Jedi that she would find the Senator and make her suffer before destroying her. Hearing this, Anakin was filled with rage and attacked Ventress, but was overextending himself due to his fury. Ventress commented that Anakin's blind hatred had made him a pitiful foe, and asked if Padme would put up a better fight. And had insult to injury, the Dark Jedi then retreated into a nearby abandoned building as Skywalker closely followed. Peeking out of the darkness, Ventress again attacked Anakin, guiding him against his chin with her lightsaber. She then turned back around and again struck Anakin across his eye, giving him his signature scar. I came to Coruscant seeking Bob. Kenobi are not accessible at the moment. You, however, I can reach, and we will start with me. Ventress then told Skywalker that the dark side of the Force was superior to the light. Wait, Anakin was about to learn.
It could be the music,
In
it
response,
could be the
Anakin
could be
agreed,
the time of
momentarily
day,
embraced
be
the
the
dark
person
side of
who's
the
flipping
Force,
through the phone
using
at
his
the time.
fury to attack Ventress and engulf himself in the hatred he would one day master as the Dark Lord, Darth Vader. First I will kill the thing you love, then I will kill you. No, first I'll kill you. Attacking Ventress without restraint or hesitation, Skywalker drove her to an edge, and then telekinetically choked the Dark Jedi with the Force. Skywalker then threw Ventress into several live electrical wires, as he forced her, wrapping more wires around her body as she screamed. All of Skywalker's mercy was gone, as he resolved to kill Ventress right there, as she was too dangerous to keep alive. Eventually, however, Ventress's weight broke the wires, as she fell deeper into the depths of Coruscant. Anakin, instead of pursuing Ventress, opted to go back to Padme, as he quickly restrained himself, realizing how close to the dark side of the Force the Chosen One had truly become. Although Ventress was severely injured by this encounter, she did, however, manage to survive. But this was the moment that Anakin, for only a brief second, fully embraced the dark side of the Force before the events of Revenge of the Sith, where Padme, again, would be the catalyst that pushed him to become a Dark Lord. But what are your thoughts on this moment? What is your favorite moment where Anakin totally lost it and embraced his darker side before becoming Darth Vader?
Is Order 66 saw the watching of the Force and forced them to turn on the generals that they had served aside for years now, foregoing any personal connection or emotion as they executed their friends upon command. As hundreds of Jedi Knights were slaughtered within their moments, the clones were blinded by their programming and had no emotional attachment to their heinous actions, making them completely apathetic for future moments. The end of the Jedi. As Order 66 was being carried out across the galaxy, Anakin Skywalker and his battalion of the 501st Legion were marching on the Jedi Temple directly, laying siege to the headquarters of the Jedi Order had long since come home. But if the clones had no emotional attachment to their generals, and they were corrupted into following their protocols, then why did the 501st not gun down Anakin Skywalker and identifying him as a Jedi? How did they know that Anakin was the Emperor's right hand? And why did they turn on him just as they did their comrades and the other respective Jedi veterans across the galaxy? Well, today, students of the Force will answer that question. First then, according to our analytics, a lot of you guys that watch the channel haven't actually subscribed yet, so if you've been enjoying the Star Wars content, of course, probably subscribe button. The key part of this explanation is in the exact timeline of events between Mace Windu's confrontation with the Chancellor in his chambers, the siege on the Jedi Temple, and the issuing of Order 66, which all happened in very close proximity timeline-wise. But the exact order of events is crucial and informed exactly how Palpatine issued Order 66. After being defeated and disfigured by Windu, Palpatine and Anakin conspired to finally kill the prominent Jedi Master, and it's at this point where Anakin is fully under Palpatine's manipulation and control. Anakin knows before his new master, and is finally given the Sith moniker of Darth Vader, solidifying his new allegiance to Palpatine and his breakaway from the Jedi Order once and for all. What's important to note about Order 66, however, is that it was not issued to all the clone troopers at once, and there was not a system of issuing the order to all Palpatine. Well, at least not that we see Palpatine using in this key moment. Palpatine addresses several clone commanders by name, indicating that he is making several calls to all clone commanders who are active on the battlefield one at a time, and choosing the exact spots where he issues Order 66, and he is taking the time to reach out to clone battalions one by one, or at least this is the things involved. By this point, however, he knows that Anakin is fully on his side in the Stone Garden, and he is no longer a Jedi Knight who needs to be executed. While the clones themselves might not have known this outright, Palpatine did not reach out to Anakin's branch of the 501st. Therefore, his splinter of the battalion was not under the effects of Order 66 to begin with. On Mandalore, key members of the 501st Legion, including Brian and Jesse, were assisting Ahsoka Tano, and while Palpatine reached out to this portion of the 501st, which we see after all had been defeated, it is possible that Order 66 may not have been issued to Anakin's faction of the 501st. first. However, we believe that there is a better explanation and a better theory as to exactly why Anakin was not targeted for Order 66. It could be that directly within the core program, Darth Sidious had the ability to omit certain Jedi and then add additional Force wielders into Order 66, and this is something that he likely did too. The reason we know this is because we saw in Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7. The two characters in question here are Darth Maul and Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka Tano at this point in time is now no longer formally a Jedi Knight, as she decided to leave the Order after being framed for their comments at Barriss Offee. Many people have even pointed out that her Jedi grade was even taken from her as she formally left the Order, even though she was absolved of all of her crimes. Order 66 is initiated, though Ahsoka Tano is directly targeted by the title First Legion, meaning the clones did have some inclination to hunt down Ahsoka Tano, even though she was formerly no longer a Jedi General. In the specific text of Order 66, though, it does state that it specifically targets Jedi. So, why is this? Not to mention that Darth Maul is even targeted himself. Darth Maul has no affiliation with the Jedi Order at all. He is a fully formed Sith Lord and a fallen Sith Lord. So, why was Darth Maul targeted? The explanation that we believe is that Darth Sidious, who we know for a fact is the only individual in the area of the Star Wars galaxy capable of issuing Order 66, was also likely the only person that was able to amend it, either adding it to this table that was already driven off. Earlier in the Clone Wars, many sources have pointed out that Tup does not target Anakin Skywalker as a result of Order 66, despite him being highly aggressive towards other Jedi Masters. This indicates that even several months before Order 66 was issued, and the Inhibitor check malfunction in Tup, the Anakin Skywalker was not a target. So why is this? Well, it all leads to the ultimate grand plan of Darth Sidious. Anakin Skywalker was always meant to be the apprentice to Lord Sidious, as he wanted to form a dyad in the Force between the two of them. We know that Palpatine, of course, took great interest in the career of Anakin Skywalker ever since he discovered the presence of the Chosen One, and he always wanted to corrupt and turn Anakin Skywalker to the dark side, with this being one of his primary goals as a Darth of the Sith, as even when he took on Dooku as an apprentice, Dooku was always a placeholder, as he would reveal in several novels as well as comics. Anakin Skywalker was the true prize, and Palpatine did not want this prize damaged during Order 66 at all. Perhaps, even if Anakin had not fully turned to the dark side yet as of Order 66, he wanted to give himself another opportunity to potentially turn Anakin before the clones turned on himself. We know that Darth Sidious even had an eye on Anakin Skywalker during his birth, and he took great interest in the child, possibly far before the Jedi and Qui-Gon Jinn ever discovered him on Tatooine. Essentially, then, what this means is that the programming for Order 66 was never meant to target Anakin, and we also know that Darth Sidious amended this to target Darth Maul, who had become a brand new viable threat that surrounded his influence, meaning that if Darth Sidious needed to, he could reverse the hero for the purpose to target Anakin if Anakin refused to turn to the dark side as Palpatine would. And this does basically indicate and confirm that there was some sort of wiggle room within the Order, and the Order for the turn on the Jedi. But it is interesting to note that as of the time of Revenge of the Sith, Darth Sidious bet on the fact that he was able to turn Anakin, and was confident that he would eventually turn to the dark side due to his disillusionment with the Jedi Order, the Jedi never trusting Anakin, and Palpatine's arrogance. Arrogance, though, in this case, it was not unfounded, because he was ultimately completely correct. Anakin Skywalker did turn, and Darth Sidious never had to amend the Order 66 issue, targeting every single Jedi. All, so, but not Anakin Skywalker. It's also interesting to note that Order 66 was likely amended to not target the Inquisitors, such as the Command Inquisitor, who had already turned to the dark side during Order 66, as well as the Jedi survivors of Order 66 that would embrace the dark side of the Force. But Inquisitor, Order 66 had to be initiated again by a Jedi Padawan from the comic book series that forced them to target the Inquisitor, but it is completely possible that Palpatine was able to remove at least some clone troopers' orders from the Inquisitors as well, and that is why the Inquisitors are not targeted by the clones outright. But anyway, what are your thoughts on this explanation? And do you think that this makes the most viable sense why Anakin and even some Inquisitors were not targeted by Order 66? Do you believe that Anakin Skywalker was omitted? And do you believe it was always Darth Sidious's plan for Anakin to be left out of Order 66? As always, my friends, thank you so much for watching. May the Force be with you. Have a great day. Skywalker have perhaps one of the most iconic friendships and bonds from across the entirety of Star Wars, sharing combat experiences across the duration of the Clone Wars, and bonding with the common experiences that shaped their formations into the Knights and Warriors of the Republic. Though they would grow to become two of the most recognizable Knights of the Order, and their bond was not unbreakable before the rise of the Empire, is it possible that this bond actually played a very distinct role in the collapse of the Republic, and specifically how it differed from most master and apprentice relationships, and contributed to Anakin Skywalker's fall to the dark side? We'll stick with us, very travelers of the galaxy, because today we'll be discussing just how the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin was different from the traditional relationship that a Jedi Master and apprentice shared with one another, and how this might have ultimately led to the downfall of the Jedi Order as a whole. Despite how strong the bond seemed, the most important aspect of the standard relationship between the Master and their apprentice is that this was a mentorship where the Padawan would learn the necessary lessons to be inducted into knighthood from the Master. There was a very distinct hierarchy between the two Jedi, with the Master giving lessons and directives while showing the Padawan the ropes of what it meant to be a true Jedi Knight. And this came primarily from one of the most powerful teaching tools in existence, experience. This, however, was not the case for Obi-Wan and Anakin, primarily because of their proximity in age, as Anakin was incredibly old by the standards of a Jedi young, and began his training almost immediately after the death of Qui-Gon Jinn, when the Jedi Council reverted their decision not to train him at the age of 8, when the typical age limit in training for a Jedi is very, very young, not even entirely old. The Jedi would claim the Force sensitive throughout the galaxy, believing that they were born for a higher purpose. Obi-Wan, however, was only just knighted after confronting Darth Maul and defeating him in combat, regarding the trials and being promoted into knighthood with no prior experience as a Jedi Knight before taking on a Padawan of his own, something that is not unheard of throughout Star Wars, but something that is uncommon. This informational gap between Obi-Wan's experience and Anakin's maturity meant that they both felt out the trials of being a master and an apprentice combination together, learning the same lessons as they went on growing with one another, instead of the master being a firm guiding hand as a seasoned warrior of the Jedi Order. Obi-Wan and Anakin were very much each other's teachers. Obi-Wan failed far more often than the master, simply because he lacked the experience and worldly knowledge of what it meant to be a fully fledged Jedi Knight, seeing as he had only graduated to knighthood very shortly before being assigned a Padawan, one that arose because of it, he was more in tune with a brotherhood rather than a teacher in a student relationship. This is on full display throughout the course of the Clone Wars, as Anakin rises rapidly through the ranks and becomes the youngest Jedi to ever hold a seat on the Jedi Council, and basks in the glow of his potential, not to mention being himself over the course of the Clone Wars. Throughout the course of Attack of the Clones and beyond, we can already see the roles of Obi-Wan's teachings, as we see some of the red flags that a seasoned master would have addressed far earlier in the process. In Attack of the Clones, we see how Anakin regards himself and how he believes he can grow to become one of the most powerful Jedi Knights of the Order. This is a fundamental belief that revolves around Anakin gaining spiritual power, which is an incredibly dangerous representation that should have been addressed by Obi-Wan long ago. As a Jedi, he supposed to see power inherently, where Anakin seemed to see power almost instinctively. In Attack of the Clones, we see how Anakin regards himself and how he can grow to become one of the most powerful Jedi Knights of the entire Order, and potentially even the Order's existence. Yet this ideal continues to flourish within time, in this thirst for power and the desire to save Padme, but ultimately two of the largest driving factors that pushed him into the hands of Palpatine. We also see Anakin's propensity to disobey and self-conflict with the Master, which Obi-Wan also happened, as he sees Anakin as more of a peer than a student. In most relationships, this kind of willingness to behave with rash arrogance would have launched nearly immediately. It seems Obi-Wan had never been an apprentice before. He was not versed in disciplining his students as wiser masters would have been, which again is why many believe Anakin would have never turned to the dark side if Qui-Gon Jinn was not killed in Maul. This brotherhood mentality allowed Anakin to see him as his master as a weakness, allowing him to get away with far more than would have probably been allowed for many of the Order, and acting with the same rash recklessness throughout the Clone Wars. While Obi-Wan has reprimanded Anakin on numerous occasions, he has never had the authority of the sense of superiority or the scope to hold any significant weight over Anakin. Obi-Wan is a powerful Jedi Knight, but he is not the chosen one, and Anakin elevated himself over order, but more importantly, in his own mind, believing that he was only superior to his master, and it was only a matter of time before Anakin repeated the same behavior that Obi-Wan would ultimately come to accept. However, the lapse in his teaching ability meant that Obi-Wan made mistakes, and while he learned
But Master Skywalker, there are too many of them.
the consequences of his inexperience and failures held far more weight than any other master would have had in shortcomings. If Obi-Wan had trained a previous Padawan, then he would have had the experience necessary to ensure that his relationship with Anakin allowed him to use his chosen one in a confident fashion, which is why he was so much more successful in training Luke over the course of the original trilogy than he was when training. He saw the mistakes that he made the first time when training a Padawan and implemented these lessons into the next Padawan learned. He trained Luke with far more confidence and self-assuredness, allowing Luke to grow into the Jedi Knight who was ultimately helping him to the Empire and creating a Jedi order that was able to learn from the mistakes of the past. He taught Luke how to properly be in tune with his emotions, as well as his sense of teaching his Force while pulling on all of the prior experience that he had throughout the course of the original era. He never emphasized power with Luke or his potential to grow into one of the strongest Jedi Knights. Anakin was arrogant, and instead he talked about the responsibilities associated with the Force and how the Jedi Knight's role to prevent the disturbance of the Force and alongside his relationship of a clear mentor training and mentee should have been the relationship that Obi-Wan and Anakin had throughout the Clone Wars in order to make sure that Anakin had proper guidance, though Obi-Wan simply lacked the experience and the knowledge to know it better. While Obi-Wan is not involved in losing his apprentice to the dark side, there were factors at play, especially regarding his inexperience with the Master, that led to him to follow his friend and brother. I want to make it clear that skill-wise, Obi-Wan Kenobi did not lack in any fashion as a Jedi Master. It was simply his relationship with Anakin work. This closeness and willingness to butt heads with one another is what led to the duo having repeated conflicts that led to Anakin believing his master was just as naive as himself and taking disobeying consequences. However, never thought that he knew better than Obi-Wan throughout the course of their training. He took his teachings as a student and not as a friend who had the capacity to argue back when he gave his lesson. All this
black for a long time, but I was still I was off the battlefield all alone of the old guard. I was like, you know what?
Resulted in the instability of Anakin and a lack of progress during guidance. But anyway, what do you think of this idea? Do you believe this relationship was one of the reasons Anakin fell to the dark side? And what do you think Obi-Wan could have done differently in order to prevent that? We would love to hear your thoughts and interpretations on this in the comments down below. Thank you as always so much for watching, and of course, I hope you catch you in this video. Anakin Skywalker is one of the greatest swordsmen that Star Wars has ever seen, and one of the greatest prodigies of a lightsaber in all of the Star Wars timeline. Some Jedi consider him on the same level as Mace Windu, after he defeated Dooku and revenged the Sith in single combat, as many of the Jedi consider Dooku and Windu. Anakin Skywalker, without a doubt, is one of the greatest swordsmen who has ever been a part of the Jedi Order, the Chosen One. As the Clone Wars led him to the furthest reaches of the Republic and the Separatist territories, he was able to overcome some incredibly powerful enemies and situations, while his master chose negotiation and defense as a primary approach to conflict, and Duke elected to take a far more elegant approach to lightsaber combat. What did Anakin primarily use in terms of confrontation? What was Anakin's chosen lightsaber style and method of combat, and exactly how did he use it to become one of the most dangerous Jedi Knights of his generation, and of all time, in both terms of his combat prowess as well as sheer strength? Well, today, we will answer that question as we break down and analyze the lightsaber combat style of Anakin Skywalker. Anakin's chosen style revolves primarily around
Anakin saber, Rey saber.
So, if this was the aggressive lightsaber combat open, Jim So was first pioneered by some recent veterans who had mastered the art of defense fully, but eventually, some users' tendency to prolong the fight instead of finishing it as quickly as possible.
It's a different saber. I've never seen before. It's Anakin saber, but it's
was the strongest defensive one that they created.
It has like
they
a
also
rubber
sense that it lacked offensive abilities overall, and a Jedi did not have to extend the fight until an opponent wore themselves down in order to conquer. Instead, they simply created their own attacks and offensive maneuvers to outweigh the weaknesses of both Form 3 as well as Form 4. Form 4 being very acrobatic and offensive, but lacking many power structures and internal coordination. Form 5 then provided the ability to end the fight as early as possible instead of waiting for a time to strike with the defensive capabilities that Form 4 had. It should be noted that during Attack of the Clones, Anakin Skywalker's preferred lightsaber style was actually Form 4 Retard, as he used his strength and force as well as his youth to perform great acrobatic. However, as the Clone Wars progressed, Anakin discovered that Form 4 was not enough. It should also be noted that initially, Form 4 was also the form that was originally practiced by Obi-Wan Kenobi and was mainly used by Jin, so it makes sense that this is the form that Anakin Skywalker started. However, after being defeated on YouTube, Anakin realized he was old, so he added to the two eccentric variant of Form 5, Jem So was one of the most aggressive forms of the Jedi Order.
Yep.
To a confrontation and swift while also maintaining a balanced defense. Or other style.
Making breakfast.
Taking advantage of one of the opponent's defenses was the weakest and continuing to threat the Marvel Rivals which was more adept at overwhelming an opponent than the Taru for some happy users. This directly spoke to Anakin's style of combat, and his ego as a young and fresh Jedi Knight had an affinity for tossing his own personal safety aside in favor of completing the mission. Anakin was headstrong and arrogant, and was unafraid to dive headfirst into any fight, leading him to embrace warfare and become the master of not defense but offense. When compared to Cerise, it could be said that Cerise allowed an enemy to wear themselves down, while Jem So focused on offense and worked the enemy more Jem. Since Anakin largely saw himself as invincible, he was able to develop into one of the most talented offensive combatants of his entire generation, including masters in Jem Possible, able to overpower his strength and end fights incredibly quickly. His chosen form also required as much mass or energy as something like
Hey, that Live from the Underground album is hard. Hey, that Live from the Underground album is hard. Yeah, that one too. Baby.
No, I want to try the new one. See how it is. But I know that there is a one where you can, and I'm highly considering getting out. Only. Oh, you gave me radiation. Thank you, boys. How dare you? It is my privilege of the end phone update. Yeah. I don't even think of this gaming correctly. Yeah. Thank you. You don't say. Where are you? Oh, I am there though. Password, excuse me. They're already down here. You're taking my voice away. Oh, shh. There he is. Well, you're a robot, but I need cover. Oh, go down there, wait. You won't feel very. Take this one. And watch it. I should watch my exactly. Good ever. Oh. No more multiple. Shush. I know that one. I don't think it is. Oh, they got him. Can they get you guys bodies? Sucks. Can't even see. So many. I went into fight. No. Ah. Shit. Taken. Thank you for the advice. You know what? I'm gonna do that. You're right. Well, he's gone. See? Your advice helped. Thank you. I can't see them. Housework, get your fucking ass up. Now. You're my savior. Beat them and then use them. I'll take you guys. Oh, they're moving closer. Housework, can you please come back? I think that's why he's not getting up. How? Guys, why don't you use it? That one's too dead. He's dead. Oh shit! I'm dead. Maybe he can come live plus right now that they're not shooting at him, and then take them from behind. I'm not disappearing. I'm right here. Come take me. They don't dare get any closer. Eat. Oh, he does. Nice.
When I think about my journey as a Team USA athlete, it shows a lot of parallels to being a student. As an athlete, you are expected to put in time and efforts to perfecting your craft. It's a parallel to investing in yourself through your studies. Going into the gym and doing sit-ups, doing weights. That's what education is. It is kind of a tune-up for the brain. This is my comeback. Start your comeback today at PurdueFootball.edu.
When you're not quite sure what you're doing wrong, and looking for step-by-step instructions to make it right, you can just ask Google.
What's your name? Looking at you. If you can see my eyes, then tell me your name. Okay. I'll tell you my name. My name is Fuck. God damn it. What is the word that defines? You ever wonder how come that give me a second. Give me a second. That means second. That's when you started doing that in the 20th century. You know what that word was? The fucking Oxford. Randy, look it up your own goddamn self. Give me a second. I don't need much. Second moment of flash and take a shake of goddamn jiffy. That comes from theory. Jiffy lightning. Why? I don't know. Lightning is dangerous. Everyone should be worried about lightning. It's good they're looking out for each other even if they're stealing shit. But like, they didn't start using Jiffy until like the 1700s. They graduated and they got a job. And then decided Jiffy means the amount of time it takes for light to travel 1 centimeter in a vacuum, which is 33.4 pixels. That's 1 trillionth of a second. So yeah, it means seriously a brief fucking moment. So chill out. You got somewhere to be? August. It's like hot, and it's not hot, and it's dark, and there's a black moon or whatever. All my witchy friends are TikToking about it, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Do I burn sage, or is that better left to the professionals? Should I be worried? I'm always worried. What's stuff mean? And I should know. Humans, you got a lot of ways to describe what things have and what they does and do. Because you got language. I love language. That's how you know what's up. If we didn't, it would be all thumps and head nods. And I misread social cues all the time. So you got talkie math to figure out who's what's who and shit. I'm here for it. But like, something about it always pisses me off. So give me a second here. Got off my little bird chat, unstuck from my bra. That's Middle Dutch, Middle Low German word. Right here. Now my gut talking box, but it helps my tummy. That's what it means. And that is my point. Words mean things. Every year on this planet. Lexicographers at the Cambridge Dictionary, unlike your weird Uncle Patriot, actually give a shit what you did. They pay attention to what new words are being thrown around, like skew. Oligarchy, and Delulu, and Minecraft. You make up words all the time, humans. I'm not here to judge you, but you do something. And every year it's the same fucking thing. They add new words to the dictionary, and you get mad, and you take it to TikTok. Don't forget about it. And you're going to hear about it, because I know words, and so do you. This year to date already, Cambridge Dictionary, they have added 6,112 new words to the dictionary, making the Cambridge Dictionary one of the fastest growing dictionaries in the world, which is great. That's the hip dictionary. That's the one that's ahead of the trend. Turn to the dictionary if you want to know what's cool. Then you go and shit on it, like me. You wash your car all over because you're mad they don't use the words like they did back in your day. The day you're from, which is the best day, because it's your day. What are the words you used back in your day really from your day? Like, you didn't have a say in it, you just said it a bunch. Then the Cambridge Dictionary guys were like, hey, that's a word. And then they did their fucking job. The word nosedive is only 113 years old. That came out in 1912 as a noun, which means you didn't know that you were in one. That means you did it but weren't doing it. It wasn't a verb until 1915. Probably because you were doing it more often. That fucking flames were around, and the people were like, shit, we need a word for that, before they ran over to put the fire out. Speaking of flying, UFO wasn't around until like 1952. But you said unidentified flying object in the late 40s, and then someone was like, hey, can we shorten this up? I'm tired of my mouth being full. But it wasn't published in the Oxford English Dictionary until 1986. The government didn't want you talking about it. The dictionary busted it wide open and stuff. I don't know. X-Files wasn't around. Look.
You're on, it's one battle after another.
Man. Life! Leonardo DiCaprio, one battle after another. Rated R.
Nuts.com is a snacking utopia. Food supplier relationships from all over the world. I actually don't speak a lot of other languages, but Gemini and Google Meet translates everything live. It just kind of breaks through all those barriers. It's just magical.
Words are what they am. And the verb comes from a 1944 remake of a 1940 movie based on a 1938 play called Wait For It, Gaslight. It's about a guy who tries to convince his wife that she's crazy, hence why you use it now whenever the Trump administration says Chicago is a hellhole. The word blog used to mean servant boy in British talking like the 1860s. Now it is the word for writing opinions about shit on that one's an abbreviation for weblog. Did you know? Shit. Did you know that goodbye is an abbreviation? It's abbreviatable for God be with you. I didn't fucking know that. How the hell would I know that? It doesn't sound anything like it is. No one puts abbreviations on words. Just after using them without a license or any fucking instruction. Like mob. That's an abbreviation too. Did you know? No, you didn't. Shut up. It's abbreviated for mobile vulgus. What is a vulgus? It's a people mass. A mass of people. As in, don't take a red line after a Cubs game if you don't want to wade through a dumbass vulgus. Which is actually something you should be concerned about if you're in Chicago. Also, you use one-last words for a lot of things all the time throughout town. Like you real estate brogans, whenever someone's selling accepts a higher offer for property after already agreeing to a lower price with another buyer, you call that shit something, which is a Yiddish loan word, and you're out here bitching about Riz. Hot take, by the way, is the 30th word. All words are made up. That's what Thor said. Spoilers for Thor movies. And yet, y'all still get a fucking Thor ass anytime someone new comes along. It's the internet, that's too late. 6,212 words that you so used to the internet. Shit, we gotta write it down. We gotta among the Americans, between commonly refers to two things, like between this shit and that. But among is many. Like, you won't find me among the books I give you. Fresh the fuck out. The Cambridge Dictionary, 6,212 new words added this year, some of which are the following. Skibbity. As in, a word that can have different meanings such as cool or bad, or can be used with no meaning as a joke. It's fucking hilarious. Even the dictionary is like, that's not a fucking word, fuck you. Delulu. As in believing things are not real or true, usually because you choose When you're out here using words like simp, fuck, beta couch riders, chillax. And oligarch, as in a small group of men, especially men owning or involved in technology businesses who are extremely rich and powerful and clever one billion. I thought I made that word up. But that's probably because I've been so fucking trying to deal with doom scrolling through these oligarchical timelines that I gave myself credit so I could feel good about something. Also, the word Luke, L-E-W-K, Luke, made it in, as in a particular style, fashion, or outfit, especially one that's expressive. Luke, spelled L-E-W-K, which makes it a homophone, as in homophone friend to help me get out of having to deal with anyone in the comment section getting cranky these words. When you did this, human, you made this! You make up words all the time, for everything, and you do it enough that the Cambridge Dictionary had to work harder this year than ever. Instead of being like, well, that's what I'm trying for you, you dig in your heels, you get your dicks all bent mad, because that's how they didn't say it, I said it back in your day. Back in your day, things were rock. Shit was whack, now it's Ohio. Stop being cringe, bestie, it's me. Have you tried look smacks in your fucking chat? You want make up words? Huh? Fine, we can do that. Instead of smoking a joint, I think we should say we're churning fat dork. There. Now it's in your head, too. Next time you're outside and someone pulls out a pre-roll that sounds like it's going to be a candy snack to me, tell them you'd be down to church some dork. Boom, words, there, we did it. Slay. Just don't use them. You don't know how. Look them up. Thankfully, you got the fucking Cambridge Dictionary to help you. Stop thinking everyone's phantom taxing your fucking rigs. Big yikes. It's given basic and it's not a flex. Use that shit and let me fucking live. Cause shit's pretty dark. If it keeps getting darker like this, you won't even get to use the words you already got. Nailed it.
That's cute. What should you do? For a high purpose. Just think of it as a what if I say no? September 19th.
Today we are talking about Medicare Part C, commonly called Medicare Advantage. If you're losing benefits for any reason or new to Medicare, you can call now because you may be eligible for plans in your zip code with additional benefits or cost savings you may not be receiving now or that may have previously not been available to you. Different Part C plans are available in different parts of the country, so don't wait. Call the number on your screen now. You should call now even if you've called before. We will check to see if there is a Part C plan available in your area with additional benefits and potential cost savings. Call to speak with a licensed insurance agent and find out if you are eligible for a special enrollment period. You don't get Medicare Part C benefits automatically, so call now for your free 2025 no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
Just call 800-596-0223. 800-596-0223.
Today we are talking about Medicare Part C, commonly called Medicare Advantage. If you're losing benefits for
humans, there are many truths on this planet that we all live by regardless of species. Look both ways. If you heat something, it gets hot. Round things roll. Glass breaks. And don't stand downwind of the porta potties and Rib Fest on the weekend if you don't want to get hit with some concentrated ass around the 3 p.m. mark, because the fest starts at noon on Saturdays and Sundays. Nature's simple guidelines for us all to follow. Easy to remember. Easy to pass down to future generations so you don't have to explain why you don't lick a light socket. Because if you have to explain to someone why you shouldn't lick a light socket, they're better off finding out for themselves. But on nature's great Excel sheet of shit you do and should do, the one direction that glows brightly for us all to instinctively nod in agreement with, because it is indeed a fucking fact of nature, is when you gotta go, you gotta go. Birds do it, bees do it. In fact, when they do it, it's called a cleansing flight, which I think should be used in casual conversation more often. They do it outside because they too acknowledge nature's suggestions and don't shit in a hide. You do humans, because you're lazy, and you don't remember that you can pause the show for a fucking second to take a cleansing flight of your own and give your plumbing parts a little longevity, because you gotta go, and when you gotta go, you oughta. So, instead of keeping the party outside the nest, you decided to make it easier to kick out the jams in the home studio, and then send them on their way, out of sight, out of mind, and atmosphere, downloaded and uploaded to the great brown cloud in the sky, staging your homemade ghosts with Febreze, getting back to whatever you were watching. Must be nice. The best us birds can do is wait until you wash your car, and believe me, we are watching. If you don't like it, don't park at my shitting spot. It's that simple. It's instinctual. It's nature, baby. We all gotta go and we gotta go. And sometimes you gotta on the go. You humans travel a lot. A lot of scientists, whom I just don't have time to go into because, like I said, we got believe that the reason your species is naturally nomadic is because you never liked having convos by the loaves you pinched. So, you move on to the next spot. And that's part of your DNA these days, the wanderlust after busting brombies. Some of the more entertaining members of your species, as in those that have even turned that into an advantage, taking their shit on the road. And, thanks to the modern if you're prairie dogging on the roof, you don't have to stop somewhere to park to pop some bark. You can just blow mud on the highway, getting it going while you're getting ready. Such was the case on August 8th, 2004. How many of you are not from Chicago?
You don't have to be a
Okay,
witch to
that
find
was
the
my crowd
magic
work.
in this world.
Those of
But
us
it does help.
in the Chicago community know that date very well, for it looms large, hovering just above our heads, a great Lovecraftian brown eye in the sky, always waiting and watching as sure as the seasons change.
What am I listening to on there?
The anniversary of the arrival of the great Dave Matthews Dump Bus. For those of you not familiar with our shop customs in Chicago ways, Chicago has 37 beautiful bridges in the city. One of them is the old Kinsey Street Bridge. Now the Carroll Avenue Railroad Bridge, because they had to close the original one down and build a new Kinsey Street Bridge, leaving the old one permanently in the up position like it died chugging Viagra. What is important about all of that is how I know all of it, and how most of us here in Chicago know it. Because we took a voyage on Chicago's Little Lady for the architecture cruise. Basically, that's a boat that travels to Chicago River, teaches the numerous and fascinating trivia nights along the river. The buildings themselves tell the story as do the bridges. But one in particular. For anyone who's born Chicago Little Lady for one, I can say 2000.
I am healed.
Your dorm room looks.
My face isn't
I thought you
serious.
could
Goodbye.
get some ideas back.
My
Making your home away from home feel a little more like home. Just ask people.
Goodbye. For
Mom, we're so glad you feel better. You gave us such a sleep. I know, me too. But I want you to know I'm at peace.
and my time is up. And did I also tell you that I got coverage from the fuel so you and your brother will not have to worry about expenses? You're saving money for your final expenses. I haven't. I called Open Care with one phone call. I was eligible for $30,000.
I see. I won't make the same mistakes. Be right back.
You can't probably heard his hornback yodeling dad fiddly rock like if Blues Traveler scored some track for the Weather Channel in the 90s on a Verizon commercial or on the Spotify Jam Band through 2 dailies. He's playing 2 nights at the Alpine Valley Hill Theater. He's the best sustained those guys Peninsula Hotel. Probably fuck all the stands. Detroit was safe camping sites and American by Wyndham Elkhorn, which is a big Western situation. And you'll find a perfect fucking in Starbucks. You figure with Dave Matthews Bells Valley Highway vibe, they'd be into camping. But whatever, they shacked up at the Peninsula Hotel in downtown Chicago. The drive into which your powers are mine!
We are undefeatable!
That's good. It's like DMV is a heavy. They're not your dad's man about to sing into the water. They're your dad's second piece of emotional stoner fruit. That they travel to amphitheaters. By the way, man, everyone
Feel the wrath of
It was one. Anyway,
my
the
work
DMV is playing 2 nights in Frisco on their way to Christmas after 3 nights in Florida, a stop in Nashville, and a stop in Ohio. All of this you must know, or nothing always will seem wondrous.
my time.
The Dave Matthews Band, the whole band, plays the night. This wasn't it. Saturday, August 7th, Chicago. Stay the night preparation for the next Matthews concert. The next Sunday, August, the buses made their bands. The people of Chicago work to do everything. Hungover, looking to take spending somewhere they can get a beer and some Chicago's Little Lady Tour Boat began its August 8th voyage at 1 p.m. Taking off up the Chicago River, pointing out all the sights.
You're not going anywhere.
It should be noted, but his Dave Matthews Tour Bus carries 800 distinct. Because when you gotta go, you gotta go. The Dave Matthews Band was several units of development. And it is a 23-hour drive to the You gotta figure it out. Even the buses themselves had to dump some growlers that had probably been in there since Nashville. So, the driver. Oh, hold on, it's gonna get way worse. So, the driver of one of the buses. He wasn't about to pay the 3,600 pounds to empty the taters in the front of someone's desk. As he drives over the Mission Street Rail back towards the Mississippi, why not cross the Channel River?
It's now or never.
After all, most of the 30% rated stations have a graded tops, as is in their great Dave Matthews Fudge Juice, which he did. Normally a victimless crime, unless at that moment you just so to be learning about the kids in Street Bridge from the deck of Chicago's Little Lady Architecture Cruise. 800 pounds of misty piss and black water rained down upon the passengers that day, I'll tell you. A legendary shit spray of liquid shame drenching those civilians in wet memories of life on the road. How many roadside taquitos? How much used Gatorade and Pedialyte cascaded upon them? Dave Matthews is famously a stoner who likes wine for breakfast. Imagine the horror of taking a heated Italian steamer of red wine to the face in your brunch clothes. Anyone that's ever been on the Bahama Mama at Hurricane Harbor knows the rush of taking that hard chlorinated spatter to the chin in the summer. Imagine instead a sizzling froth of hot shit came raining down on you with no bell, no horn, just a passing bus covered in crunch. There goes the day. At least At least in the bathroom there's parts to warn you, to prepare you for whatever's next. But here there was no warning. Just an unstoppable deluge of duck chili, while the bus above takes a minute to fucking start travel on, dropping a literal upper decker on the innocent sailors below. And so we remember this day, August 8th, 21 years ago. When's the Dave Matthews dump bus dropped 100 pounds of Dancing Nancy splashing through the space between the Kinsey Street Bridge onto the people below, innocently under the table and dreaming. In the end, the driver was fined $10,000, got 18 months probation, and 150 hours of community service while the people recovered. But we. No, Chicago will forever wait on the anniversary to rise like the great blue kid from Kinsey Street, together in remembrance and honor, a fifth star on the flag, not red but brown. And Dave Matthews, well, he's still touring, he's still out there. Maybe he thinks about it. Maybe he pauses whenever he sings Don't Drink the Water. Maybe he shakes his head whenever he sees his Ben & Jerry's flavored magic brownies roasting in the cooler at the supermarket on the road. And as for me, well, I'm getting by. Thinking about where I fit in all of this. If anything, I can take this as yet another attempt for you humans to try stealing our thunder, because we birds have been shitting down on you since the first time you watched a wheel outside and left it to dry in the sun. And maybe you figured, hey, we've been doing our jumps wrong. But I don't think that's what it is. I don't think it was that thought out. I just think when you gotta go, you gotta go. Now, whenever I gotta go on a cruise on the river, I remember to look up. Just in case the DMB PM might crash into me. Thank you, I love you, good night.
Nailed it.
Introducing the Apple Harvest line of bursting with crisp fresh apple and sweet Vidalia onion dressing. Schlotsky's.
Purdue Global was there for me at a time of great uncertainty, and I really wasn't sure what was going to happen, what the future was going to hold, and I thought if I want to try to do something else, this opportunity to do it. That ended up opening up a lot of doors for me. I accepted a new position, expanded my role, my responsibilities, paid me a higher salary and greater benefits, so I directly benefited from my Purdue Global degree. This is my start your comeback today at PurdueGlobal.edu.
Humans, I'm a bird. So let's clear that up. And as a bird, I'm not really much for nostalgia, because if we birds could go back and reboot some classics, y'all would be fucked, because we're dinosaurs. Best we got is 65 million years of generational trauma after nature shook the world like someone threw a dick on an Etch-a-Sketch, wiping the slate and giving it to you fucking hairy assholes. So, it really doesn't vibe with me to go back to the day, but I get why you want to. I've seen now, and I get why you'd want to hit some dank, crack open the old CD book, dust off the old Discman, and get back to a simpler time, when the Red Hot Chili Peppers were new, and you could cut your mouth on a 3D Dorito, to a new episode of The X-Files, the 90s, a time of whatever, when you were fresh fly, talking to hands, asking the 411, booyah, bugging into bomb. Now, I have no connection to those days when payphones roamed the earth and people were Audi 5000. Canonically, I'm only 19 years old. I wasn't even a concept yet. So, I never knew the thrill of sipping a Crystal Pepsi in a Charlotte Hornet starter jacket and Reebok preseason pump haters in the back of an IROC, while Smashed by the Offspring gave me something to believe, whatever has it. But I can understand why this was a very special time in a young human's life. TV told you what was on. Mountain bikes rested recumbent on lawns, and the internet was but a Netscape navigator, free broadband, really only accessible if someone would get off the fucking phone! Why, I've seen Melody, an elder millennial, sigh wistfully when Into Your Arms by the Lemonheads materializes on Spotify's Divorced Dad Guitar Rock Sunday For You playlist. It gives me peace to witness. But you don't have to take my word for it, Reading Rainbows. You need only look to the reboots, revamps, and rehashes and requels that have been your movies of late. Full House, Bill Nye, MST3K, you brought back Carmen Sandiego from The Void. Why'd you do it, Rockapella? I am assuming money, probably. But also because things are so bleak and cruel now that the internet is open for business. And since the comment section was invented, it's basically a cyber rest stop bathroom for humans to crank out their darkest thoughts for all to witness. You instinctively want to go for a thunder blanket to drown out the horrors. Not surprising. I watched some old 90s MTV. You all dressed like you stole all the blankets and sweaters from your parents' house. Was it even cold? I get global warming is a symptom of climate change, but how cold was it back then? Even your hair looked like it was out of necessity because someone cranked the AC and wouldn't turn it down. Rebooting your apathetic 90s glory days is the perfect response to a nightmare news cycle. Just back then it was fresh. Nowadays it's a reheated burrito, but there's no in there too. I'm not judging, I'm catching the vibe. It's not subtle. I would not be shocked if suddenly I woke up to the entire world rollerblading in Umbros and hypercolor long sleeve shirts, bedecked in slap bracelets and tattoo chokers. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what's happening at Lollapalooza right now. I understand the need to reboot, but it is at a fever pitch right now, and attention must be paid because there's a new Naked Gun movie, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is getting a reboot, and Movie Phone is coming back. Back in the day, the before times, the first age, I assume I wasn't there, but I have heard tales around the elder team chat when I dipped back into PUBG. You could not check the Regal app to see when movies were playing because there were no smartphones. You had to read words printed on paper. Barbaric! In 1989, Doug Quintango, Russ Leatherman, Rob Buchanan, Andrew Jarecki, he directed that doc series, The Jinx, later in life, by the way, in case you got trivia tonight. Pat Cardamone and Adam Slutsky created a service where Russ Leatherman would read off the movies and times playing in your area in a smooth baritone just by calling 777 Film. The Mr. Movie Phone voice was so iconic at the time. They even ripped it for Seinfeld, knowing not the horrors of the future AI call centers to come, when humans would be driven into a frothing madness, mashing the pound key, the zero, the anything, just to talk to a fucking living creature, because this fucking emotionless, calm like a dentist robot seems like they're doing this shit on purpose. The phone service disappeared in 2014 and was revamped as an app and a website. What was it? Don't forget to follow me on Insta. Please like and subscribe. Only to be rebooted in 2025 as a novelty reboot for yet another reboot, the new Toxic Avenger movie with Peter Dinklage. Now, what is Toxic Avenger? It is not that run of Captain America comics where he just pounds energy drinks and streams Sneeko. No, it is a franchise that goes back to 1984 when Trauma Films unleashed this wild, campy, gory splatter grindhouse freak fest about a janitor who falls in toxic waste, which was the style at the time, becomes a superhero, spawning 4 movies in the cartoon series Toxic Crusaders, speaking of 90s nostalgia. Now, Macon Blair, he was in Blue Ruin, Green Room, directed I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, is directing a new Toxic Avenger movie, which we'll be premiering in August of 2025. And as a tie-in, they Frankenstein lightning shocked the Movie Phone call-in service back to life, heralding the smashing of the 90s into our own sacred and janky-ass timeline, creating an incursion event that I'm sure the TVA's Owen Wilson will be happy to prune. And all of this, I fear, to use more Marvel parlance. Heralds its beginning, heralds your end, heralds the ultimate 90s reboot. In 1994, we're
New Wannabe Kids Gummies can't be beat. For kids who are full of tricks.
When Pulp Fiction and Forrest Gump were mixing generations in the theaters, Linda Archer and her husband got pregnant using IVF, which was pretty new at the time, resulting in 4 embryos, giving birth to a daughter, and cryopreserving and storing the other 3 embryos for 30 years. Linda and her husband divorced. Linda was awarded custody of the embryos. And in 2022, she put them up for adoption. And in 2024, a couple matching her criteria got to have one of the 30-year-old embryos that had been in storage. And on June 26, 2025, Thaddeus Daniel Pierce was born in Ohio, breaking fertility science records, becoming the oldest baby ever born. His sister was born back when he was frozen. She's now 30 with a 10-year-old, conceived at a time when Lisa Loeb only heard what she wanted to, so you said. And Gargoyles premiere. A baby held in cryo since Soundgarden begged the Black Hole Sun to get here. A baby born now when Julia Garner is our Silver Surfer, Herald and Galactus, but conceived when she was born. And like that herald of a new dawn in time, Thaddeus has arrived on the heels of Movie Phone being resurrected, a new Naked Gun, and a Toxic Avenger arriving on the breeze. Embryon set before Sex in the City, only to be born and realized right when it was cast back into the cosmopolitan nexus from whence it emerged. A child created a year after Demolition Man, only to fully realize the first 10 minutes of the movie at his birth. A 90s child born unto us at this our darkest hour. Oh, he shall be lost and confused. We must meet him with gifts of clamshell cell phones, no fear t-shirts, and Viennetta ice cream cakes. No spoilers, please! Be gentle with care and approach slowly, for he does not know who shot Mr. Burns, how the TV show Dinosaurs ends, if Monica and Chandler hook up, humans, all who remember Sky Dancers, landlines, pods. Well, Daniel Pierce conceived and conceived in Christopher Walken, the oldest ever to trust human history. Big New Yorker.
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world. But it does help.
Exactly. I'm the master of obstacles.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I'll take a look. 19 years old. Just for nostalgia, I get why you want to go back to the day, because nowadays, but that's not how time. No matter how you do, not stop getting good. Games. I love you, good night.
Just a little look. My work here is not done. Now, I disappear.
Nailed it!
I don't fear pain. Anyone going to help? Now, disappearing. I won't make the same mistakes again.
I'll fight for my family until...
Of course, they would already be cooked by I was in Twitch. Broken Dagger, can you heal them? Thank you.
One back in action.
Reborn from the cave. Be right there.
I cannot heal.
Always glad to help, partner.
Don't make the same mistakes again.
I'm in control here.
Broken Dagger, can be the person who's playing Cloak Dagger, can you switch? Can you be Invisible Woman, please?
Born again.
My fate now. I disappear.
The person who's playing Cloak Dagger character. I know you can hear me instead of just.
Hey! An occupancy again.
Count on me.
Only 60 seconds.
Armed and dangerous.
Guess we're gonna lose then, because I asked you which character, you literally ignoring me.
Sorry to ruin your
Whatever, I'm tired of it. I feel being over rude, like really rude.
By the eye of Agamotto. There is no time to be shuttled. The moon haunts you.
That's crazy.
Final 10 seconds.
That occupant starts to hover. Some assistance, please. Enemies help.
The current score is 0 to 0. Time to switch things up.
Yo, Wanda, you want to like switch off Wanda or something?
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world.
I asked to switch Cloak and Dagger, and that's ridiculous. I have to freaking. That's crazy.
Quietly into the background.
Alright, let's see if we do better like this.
you can't see me, I'll still make you believe. We'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong. Stay strong.
I couldn't even trust you to write an accurate news story, Eddie. What's changed?
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop during the mission area. When Doom sees me, he's gonna be shaking in his faceplate. Feel the pulse!
Where's everyone else at? What the heck?
You can return the banner anytime. Vortex shield. Am I invisible? I'll fight for my family until the end.
Unbelievable.
Watch out there!
This team has been pretty good.
No worries, I've got your back. One touch of healing. My time to shine. Feel the pull.
Gone from sight.
I'll fight for my family until the end. My friends are here! Final score 0-2-1-1.